Good morning, good afternoon, good night to everyone. Welcome, friends. It is very nice to be here once again with all of you. Uh, and wow, what a big topic! What a big day or night or evening we have today. Let me start by discussing what we have been doing so far. So my name is Giuliano, and I am representing Complex. I know an Italian guy representing a Finnish group. That is fun, isn't it? But it is. And in doing so, we're trying to uh, keep with the trajectory that Complex has been doing so far in trying not only to engage in sustainability as we traditionally do, but going especially beyond into trying to gather people that are not traditionally part of those movements into those movements. That has been over this last few years probably one of our main goals. Now, to talk about who we are, we of course have to start by talking about this genius guy that we had before me. The person that was a sustainability coordinator in Complex was this lovely fella here that you can see. His name is Robert, and Robert is our in-house genius. Now, most of the ideas that we have now in Complex for the events, for the goals, those were all designed by Robert. So we have a lot to thank for this guy. And well, what are those ideas in essence? So the first one is the sustainability month. Now, we understood that one day is not enough, right? So as we had the Earth Day, things were focused on a single day, and that was just not enough. So we thought about using the excuse of a sustainability month so that we can present a lot of events during those days of the month, and thus be able to present other perspectives, other ideas to showcase the works of other people and thus try to engage people a little bit more on that conversation, because frankly, one day is not enough. Well, Sustainability Month, like I said, is an umbrella term. So it encompasses different types of events, and those events that are encompassed during the Sustainability Month are divided into three axes. So knowledge, entertainment, and community. Now, especially over this past few years, with the COVID crisis and now with the crisis here in Europe as well, uh, it is very draining to simply present classes, to simply, come to you with a slide that is full of information and details and then teach people about sustainability. It is very draining. So instead of doing that, we thought, well, why, of course, we do have to bring knowledge, but whilst bringing knowledge, why not also bring some entertainment? Why not also create a community so it becomes easier to deliver the message that we want to deliver? And as I said, influence people that are not traditionally part of those movements to be part of those movements. Well, one of the events that are covered in that umbrella event of the Sustainability Month was the cultural storytelling. Now, the idea of that is to value other forms of knowledge besides the Western scientific ones. Now, we have a lot of communities in the Global South, communities here in Finland with the case of the Sami, that have traditional knowledge that goes back to hundreds, even thousands of years. And we, because especially here in the West, I mean, because we tend to value the Western scientific knowledge, which should not be discarded, of course, but because we tend to value that as traditionally the only form of knowledge, we end up losing all these other ways in which we can understand the world. And by giving the opportunity of listening and humbly listening to the stories of other groups, we might as well be able to have a glimpse into the way they understand reality and the way they have dealt with sustainability in the past. Just as one example, here in Finland, we have, like I said, the indigenous community of the Sami, and they present a case study in adaptability that is far greater than the ones that we have in the entirety of the West. So it is quite necessary for us to listen to what they have to say. Like I said, it is also a great place to create a space for marginalized narratives to be heard. Like I said, on the Western scientific one, traditionally, just a few voices are heard more than others. So this creates an opportunity for those to speak. And it is very cozy. I don't know about you guys, but on a personal level, I feel like it gets very personal when we gather around the fire and we drink something hot and we talk about the stories of our past. It's really cozy. It's really fun, and it brings a sense of community, a sense of childish wonder that I quite enjoy. Now, another event that we made was the Eco Anxiety Support Group. Now, that was because we have seen that people that usually traditionally work into those sustainability movements, they tend to become little by little quite depressed, because it is a heavy topic, because it is difficult to handle, even though, of course, we have made great strides in this past few years, but still it is a very demanding topic. And thus, those people deserve some support. They deserve some loving, and that's what we try to do. So the idea here was to discuss among peers in a safe space about the dangers, the problems, the challenges that we face working on that, and having a professional support. Now, that professional support can either come from a psychologist that is trained especially in the area of eco-anxiety, or someone that is not a psychologist but has some sort of training on that area, which is also quite interesting, because then you can have different ways in which you can receive support. It's not only one form of support. Finally, we have the debate club, and the debate club is part of this broader perspective, as I said, to try to accommodate people that are not traditionally part of those movements. We understand that traditionally people that work with sustainability tend to be people that are very cooperative, people that are very open-minded, people that already have some connection, some personal connection to the sustainability topic. But what about the others? Because we do need those as well. The most people that we have engaged on those, the merrier. So how do we get them to participate? People that might not be so cooperative, people that might not be so open-minded. Well, one way to do it is to present a event that we would not typically have, which is a debate club. So in a competitive debate in which people have to, disagree and present contradictions and differences in opinion that are a bit more harsh than we traditionally like to have, those are also new ways to achieve a new group of people that might think and operate in a different way than we do. So that is nice to attract a new type of audience. And the debate club specifically was actually funded by the Nordic Youth Biodiversity Network, which is also something that I strongly recommend to the other groups to try out, talk to different organizations, try to make collaborations with them. It is also a good opportunity to create network. Like I said, in those ideas of trying to promote the environmental movements to people that are not traditionally part of those movements, we have also devised a quiz. So like I said, again, to attract a new type of audience. And this is a very fun opportunity to teach, because being completely honest, it is very draining. It is very boring to listen to someone explain for hours and hours how the ecosystem operates and how Gramscian perspectives operate under those circumstances. But it's so much interesting to actually be part of a quiz that asks those same questions and makes us learn in a funnier or more interesting way. I don't want to take a lot of time now, so that we have time for comments, questions, whatever comes. So thank you very much. And as we say here in Finland, kiitos.
Great, thank you so much for sharing all of the things that Complex have been doing. A lot of that's really innovative as well, like you said at the start. So I think, yeah, if anyone's got any questions or comments on that presentation, I think we'll open the floor up to that now. Anna, did you have your hand up?
Yeah, hello, Juliano. I really thought you were Brazilian. You have a super Brazilian vibe, so you are 10. Okay. So thank you for your presentation. It was really, really interesting and inspiring. I was wondering, from that initiative, the different initiatives you have there, do you feel like there is one that attracts people more, like you have a better response from people?
Yeah, thank you, Anna. So first, I am technically also Brazilian. My mom is Brazilian, so there you go. This is how it comes. But on a different level, and thank you for the vibe. That to me is the greatest compliment ever. But going then to the specificities of your question, I think there are many different events for different people. So I guess it depends on which type of group you wanted to resonate further. Trying to go for the people that are not traditionally part of those events, I think one thing that people really like is the debate. It is usually a full house every time we do that. And here in Finland, to be able to have a full house is quite a lot, since we don't have a lot of people here. But that is quite nice. I think if you want to attract a different type of audience, trying to think outside the box of those traditional, very collaborative, open-minded things might be a good way. And for us, the people that actually work on those movements, the eco anxiety was for sure the better one. It was at the beginning, it was a way for people to know each other, to network, and then in the end, it was just all of us crying together, you know, trying to solve our issues, and it was very nice. So I guess it depends on which one you prefer.
Yeah, great insight. Thank you.